Welcome to the Family DIY channel. In this DIY channel, we do all sorts of do-it-yourself projects, including home repairs, 3D printing, how to build a life-size R2-D2, but most important to you right now is home brewing. So if this is something you're interested in, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you can follow along with future projects. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the brand new all-grain system known as the Brewzilla. This is generation 3.1.1. The system is absolutely fantastic. Will meet all of your all-grain brewing needs. So in today's video, we're going to open this thing up. We're going to see all the parts that are included, what you need to go and purchase to add on to this, as well as how to put it together, because guess what? There are no directions inside. So stick around. These are going to be the first items you find when you open up the Brewzilla box. First, you're going to find the lid to the Brewzilla, and you're also going to find the handles that you need to screw into the lid to make it functional. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so now the handles are attached so you can pull it right off the top of the Brewzilla. Next, you're going to find your recirculation arm. Right here, there's going to be another tubing that attaches here, which you'll find later in the box. Another thing you're going to find in the kit is a ball valve, which you're going to have to attach to the outside of the Brewzilla. This allows you to drain out the Brewzilla if you want to use this method. Next, you're going to find a little baggie that has the screws to the false bottom that we're going to put in later. Another thing you're going to find is the overflow inlet. You're also going to find the grain blocker. This will go on top of your malt pipe, which will allow you, when you're pouring in your grains, you're not going to have any of the grains falling down to the pipe to the bottom of the Brewzilla. You're also going to find the grain basket holder. This is so you can go attach to the basket so you can pull it out for when you're ready to sparge. The Brewzilla does come with a really nice immersion chiller. However, the one thing I did find out is that the kit does not come with the hosing you need for your cold water in and your hot water out. So I did put some links in the description below where you're able to order those hoses online. So check it out. The next thing you're going to find in your kit is your grain basket. You will be provided with the hose that goes onto your recirculation arm. So while we're at it, let's just put it on. Like so. Next, you're going to find the pipe that goes in the grain basket. You'll actually see right here, there's a little clip right here that you can loosen to allow the thing to rise up and down. In the kit, you're going to find a series of different screens. This one right here that has the little knobs on the top, this will be on top and go right on top of your grains. Next, you're going to find the bottom two screens. One's a very fine screen and one of those not so much. This will go right onto the bottom and you can screw the piping on the top of there. The next screen you're going to get is actually a two-parter. You have a very fine mesh screen right here, and you also have the very bottom piece. There is a screw right down the middle. This is where you can go ahead and attach your pipe. Then finally, you're going to get your false bottom. This goes all the way to the bottom of the Brewzilla, then your grain basket will go on top. All right, let's put everything together and pretend we are on a brew day. So let's go ahead and grab the Brewzilla. We're going to make sure that the ball valve is closed so we don't just lose all of our liquid. Get ourselves plugged in. Next, we're going to take the false bottom and put it down the bottom here. Good thing about this mesh is going to help prevent any of the grains and the hops from accidentally going through the circulation. Okay, so you can see here, false bottom is now in place. The next things we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding in the basket, which already has the mesh and the tube in the middle. This point right here, you'd already have your water in here. You're going to start adding in your grains, but don't forget, before you do that, you want to make sure you have the little stopper on there to make sure none of the grains fall down below. Then once you have all your grains in there, make sure you put this piece on top. That's going to float right on top of your grains. And then you also want to make sure you put the overflow right on the very top. Show you that right here. And then we get to grab this guy right here. Very simple, just lift those up, push down. You want to make sure this thing is closed, just to make sure you get the right flow going. Put your lid up top here. Insert the hose. So now at this point, you're going to be able to turn on the water circulation. And from here, you can just start turning the valve to increase or decrease the flow of the water to make sure that you're getting the right flow that you're looking for your brew, so you don't make a big mess everywhere. So when the wort is ready and you're getting ready to sparge, first thing you're going to do is come over here and make sure you turn off the pump. Then you're going to come over here to the recirculation arm, and you're just going to lift up on the valve and pull it out. Just be careful here, because just remember there's been a lot of warm, hot water going through here. So just make sure you do it carefully so you don't burn yourself. Take that out, put it over to the side. Now next step is just take off the lid. Now this is where you get to use your handy dandy tool to blow out the grain basket. There are two little holes in the grain basket on either side that this slips right on into, which allows you to pull it right on out. One of the nice features that they have put onto this design is on the bottom of the basket there are these 4 knobs, and on the inside of the BrewZilla they added these little pieces of metal that create a nice little shelving. So when you are resting it back down so you can sparge it, it just sits right on top like that. So then you can just start pouring your water through, letting all of it drain down to the bottom. And this is the best time to turn on both your heating elements to start your boil. Here's a quick little tip. When you're pulling it out, if you find yourself in a situation where it just doesn't want to come out, just twist it a little bit, because you got to remember you have these things right here, and it just might not be in the right position and getting blocked by those ledges. So just twist it until you can get it out comfortably. So as soon as you're confident that all the liquid is drained out into the bottom, you can take off the grain basket and put it to the side. This would be a great time to go ahead and clean it out so you don't have anything getting stuck inside the mesh that's inside here. Now that it's boiling, all you have to do is basically follow the recipe of whatever beer you're making, follow those steps, and you're going to have a great brew. But let me show you a tip on how to get everything out of here into your fermenter at the end of the brew. We're going to put this back in. Get the hose right inside here, so you're basically constantly sanitizing it while it's in the boil. And then every so often, you might want to just run a little bit through here just to make sure all the thing is nice and clean and sanitized. And then once you're finally ready, you can just basically turn this whole thing, use your hose, put it into the fermenter, and allow it to pump itself out. So when the boil is done, you're going to want to cool down your wort as fast as possible. So this is when you're going to use your immersion chiller, which we had the piping on earlier. You're going to drop it right down here. You're going to attach one end to your faucet or your hose, start getting some cold water going through that, with the hot water coming out and going into your drain or wherever you're going to put it. One quick tip is you can also have the pump running at the same time. This will help circulate the liquid through here, allowing it to cool down much faster. And you can also be using your large spoon to stir the liquid around in here as well, which will help take some time off the entire cooling process. Now that the wort is properly chilled to the correct temperature, it is time to go ahead and follow your recipe and then move everything into your fermenter. One trick to use is just go ahead and use the pump and pump all the liquid out of here into your fermenter. You can also tip it just slightly into the direction of the piping to make sure you get every last drop that you can get out of the Brewzilla. Now that you're all done, everything's in your fermenter, move it off, get into your fermentation chamber, do what you need to do. But it's very important that we clean this after we are all done. So you're going to go and take all the equipment out of here. You're going to take the immersion chiller. You're going to take out the false bottom, get everything nice and clean. And then don't forget, when you're doing anything in brewing, you want to make sure everything is 100% sanitized because you do not want any of that yucky stuff in your brew. When you clean this out, you can make sure you also get your liquids in here, get your cleaner in here, and you make sure you run the pump. Make sure all along in here, including the tubing itself, is really nicely clean. Thank you very much for joining me today and learning about the fantastic all-grain Brewzilla system. You can also check in the description below where I have a listing of all the basic needs you might need to start out your own home brewing. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And don't forget as well to hit that subscribe button so you can follow along with all of our upcoming brewing projects. Thank you very much.